sports betting. Let's talk about that. Sports betting, mobile betting now here in Massachusetts. Long time coming. You were there. Those first bets were placed. First of all, how'd you do? Who'd you bet on? Who was his first bet on?
Listen, I took the Boston Sportsman's trifecta.
Yeah?
I get the Bruins to win the Stanley Cup.
Okay,
I got the
that's
Celtics to win the NBA title.
Okay, that says yet to be determined.
Yep, and then I took the Sox to win 78.
To win 78. Oh, I like those, by the way. Okay, but it's been a big priority of the House, but the state treasurer says that the revenue that it will bring will only be a drop in the bucket. How can the state capitalize?
Well, I think you're going to see a very robust sports betting market, and the competition will begin to increase among the mobile sports betting. I think that's where society is going. Everyone uses the cell phone for everything. And the licensing fees alone are going to generate a reliable source of income. Every 5 years, these have to be renewed. Not to mention the tax revenue that we're going to increase. We're going to get 20% on all the mobile sports betting. I think we have a very good law, which returns will return an awful lot of money
Over
to
time.
the state
Yeah.
over the time. And I think there's really an unlimited market out there for the sports betting. Not to mention the casino. I mean, if you've been into Encore, and I'm not here to plug Encore, but it's a pretty impressive facility.
And you heard the speaker say the Red Sox are going to win over 78 games,
Yeah.
so keep that in the back of your mind. Yeah.
And then, who knows with all my winnings.
All right, well, let's talk about taxes. How about that? It's tax season on Beacon Hill, and there is talk of tax relief and reform picking up again. Governor Healy, she has a plan that includes credits for parents, relief for renters and seniors. It triples the estate tax threshold. Now, she calls it the start of a conversation. So what will stay and what will go?
Well, that's a real good question. Right now, we're going through the exercise of putting our budget together. And the chairman of Ways and Means and I met last night for about an hour and talked about alternatives. We began looking at tax cuts about a year ago. And again, as I said earlier,
consensus.
We had an agreement on a package, yes. And then we had the governor informed us that
there were those surprise
we
rebates,
had the 62F refund kick in. And so we took the $3 billion, which was going to be in the tax cuts, and used that to pay the 62F. So we have some opportunity to go back and reevaluate the package that we put together.
Do you see the estate tax? Do you see, some
well,
sort of
that was one that
reform with
was in early discussions from the very beginning. I think that, so there's a likelihood that something could happen there. So those things that we've already analyzed, we're going to go back and look at what our numbers are now and how we're doing as opposed to the benchmarks. If we're hitting the benchmarks, we're confident we could go forward.
I want to jump in, and the last time we have just a couple of lightning round questions. Question one, the remaining COVID emergency will end in May. State's response has been a top priority of yours. How would you grade Massachusetts handling? Grade-wise, A, B, C, D, F, what would you say?
As a former teacher, I'd give us a solid B.
Solid B.
Maybe a B plus. Some of the vaccine rollouts didn't go quite as well as we would have liked.
A little rocky. All right. Well, as a former teacher, should teachers be able to strike?
No.
No. Flat out no. What about the shortage of professionals going in education? Should professionals be paid more?
Paraprofessionals,
Yes.
yeah.
Paraprofessionals.
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 That's God's work, what paraprofessionals do for the money that they're getting. Again, they don't have the blanket support of the parental organizations because they're not teachers. And so they get sort of lost out of the wayside.
You've been doing this job, not the job of a teacher, but the job of a representative for more than 30 years. How much longer are you going to do this?
Hey.
Thank you, Ed.
Hey now.
Thank you.
I'm just asking the question.
Well, that's a good question. Listen, it's still fun. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that I've been interested in, and that needs help. I'm really concerned about community hospitals. We have hospitals on the verge of closing, and they provide the low-cost alternatives to the teaching hospitals that drive prices. And, you know, we have to keep these community hospitals viable. And we have to figure out a way to get private and public payers into these hospitals.
So you're not going anywhere for now.
Good.
No, not for 2 years.
Right. We have to. Okay, good.
It's a 2-year
All right.
contract.
Here's the most important question. It's a hypothetical. It's a Friday night. You're heading out for a nice Italian dinner. Where are you going to dinner?
I'm going to make one friend and about 50 enemies. I've been around too long to answer that.
Very good. Smartly put. Our thanks to the Speaker, Ron Mariano, for sitting in the chair this morning.